Good morning. My name is Ryan Littlestone from Forexflow.live. This week we're going to have a little bit of a follow-up to the video last week. We were speaking about the pound and the long trade that I'm getting into on the back of Brexit and whether we're going to get a resolution into this 31st of October deadline. We're just about to enter the month, and compared to last week, the price of the pound has dropped quite a bit. If we look at the daily charts, we can see it was all the way up to into 125s and almost nearly up to 126. That was when Parliament was off, and things were looking a bit better for the pound. They were talking about the potential of getting the deal done, and Boris was pretty much getting his way, and the market was taking it as a more positive sign that no deal was not going to happen, or is a lower percentage chance, and also that the Brexit picture, we're not heading for a hard exit, that the UK is potentially either going to be a soft exit or indeed a deal on the table. Now, such is the way of Brexit. Headlines and the mood can change remarkably quickly, and we saw that last week where Parliament got recalled. Boris lost a court case, Parliament came back, and we had that big blow up in Parliament where everyone was name calling and shouting and screaming and ranting and raving. So Parliament came back from the prorogation, and what did they accomplish in those days off? Nothing but arguments and screaming and shouting. So wholly it wasn't a good outlook for the pound nor Brexit. Further to that, we had the EU coming out and saying that there's still no concrete plans from the UK. The UK have submitted some plans or some ideas, non-papers as they called it, but really nothing concrete. And the EU isn't going to work on anything that's not concrete. They're also worried about Boris's power in Parliament. He hasn't got a majority. He's got all this fighting from the other parties who want to stop or delay Brexit. So from their point of view, they're seeing that Boris, although he's in power, he's the Prime Minister and his government's in power, that power isn't really significantly enough to swing a deal, perhaps. So here we are with the pound all the way back down again, and we've been sub 123 last week. We're trading around 123, 15, 20 at the moment. So what does that mean for my long trade? Well, when I look at long trades, when I trade, over a wider period of time, the trade's slightly different to a normal trade. I usually scale in very small slices, so I'm not risking a huge amount even on the whole picture. I'm going to scale down into the 120s in cable. If we break 120, that'll be my assessment point. But what I do is from the start, I know how much I want to lose on this trade, because that's where we always should start. How much are we prepared to risk? I'm not risking more than 1% on this trade. So I'm scaling in small every time we drop back, every sort of 50, 100 pips. That gives me the ability to ignore the noise. So even though the pound's dropped, nearly 300 pips since last week, that doesn't really affect me. Obviously, it's not nice to go offside, but in the grand scheme of things, it's well within my parameters. It's well within my risk management, well within my trade management. If we get down to 120, that's when I get a little bit more nervous, and that's when I look to assess the trade. So in the meantime, all I'm trying to do is try and navigate the Brexit headlines and potentially stay in the trade long enough, if the price lets me, to get towards this Brexit date, to see where it takes us, to see whether a deal's going to happen, which I believe is still the most likely outcome. The chances are it's going to come to another 11th hour deadline, and we're going to be right up to that 31st date before perhaps we really find out what's going on. So nervous times ahead if you're trading a pound. There's still money to be made going both ways on the short term. Fade the rallies, buy the dips, pick your levels, the stronger levels. Try and grab those headlines if you can. But otherwise, we're just going to wait and see what Brexit unfolds in the days and weeks ahead, and we'll see where the trade is, and we'll keep you updated on this trade all through it. So that's it for me, and I wish you luck. Good luck this week with your trading.